Okay, so archetypes, I think Jung, or in the Jungian pantheon anyway, we learn that there is such a thing as an archetype per se, and then such a thing as an archetypal image. The reason for this is that the archetype itself, the archetype per se, is essentially formless, which is to say um, amorphous. It's just an idea. It doesn't have any form. It doesn't have a body yet. Really, I mean, we could argue that perhaps it does in an immaterial way, but it's not a thing yet. You see, it's just a kind of intimation of something that can be. And it usually reflects an aspect of, human behavior or human activity that can be. Whether it is yet or not is not known in the sense of the archetype per se. It's completely formless. And so, how do we know that they exist? Well, we know that they exist through the effects that they instigate. And so, when we want to understand which archetypal energy or force or power is present, we go with symbolic metaphors and images in order to understand the suchness of that particular archetype. So, for example, in the case of a cathedral at first is just a kind of vague but insistent calling in the psyche of the architect who is going to build it. And that vague but insistent calling sort of grows into a crescendo within the psyche of the person who's being called. And little by little, that starts to take form in her mind. And then she starts to actualize it in the form of a blueprint and so on and so forth. So you would say that there's this process of becoming, right? And I think ultimately that's the archetypal image is what points to the suchness of what is coming. Another example is maybe like something like a box. A box is just an image. It points to an archetypal quality of, for example, being held inside of something, or perhaps the archetypal quality of a surprise that's unknown, that's hidden, that's held inside of a container or something that's contained. The box itself is just an image that points to these different sort of ideational possibilities. So that's how you see the difference between the archetype itself, which is completely formless, it's just a possibility, and then the archetypal image that sketches out the suchness of what that possibility might be.